for the Bareback Riding.
Well, it's a good thing. We'll start it off with a young man from down south of Liberty Hill, Texas, Cole Holland. The Corco Rodeo Company from the Dakotas. That is a little done bucking horse. In 8 seconds, by the name of Fish Butter. That TJ Corco drinks too much coffee when he names bucking horses.
Fish Butter. I can only imagine the story behind that one.
Well, it's freezing where he is tonight. It's beautiful in Texas. I know where the butter came from. Yep. Now, the higher they jump and the better they buck, the better you ride, the better the scores are going to be from our judges. 1 to 25 for the man, the same for the horse. 76.5, G-Man. Kick it off, 76.5.
This is a tournament-style format, folks. The highest 2 money winners after tonight and tomorrow will advance to the semifinals. 3rd place goes to the wild card. Let's go to Carson Hildry from Felvin, North Dakota. We just watched him in the rookie rally 24 hours ago in this building. Tonight, it's another horse from the legendary Anchor K breeding program in the Corco family named Painted Desert. They won money on this horse in Hastings, Nebraska.
Well, there's Corco, then Jim, now TJ. The next generation, you're going to keep praising them. Yeah. Nice little fade to the left, back to the right. Everybody wants to draw a horse like that.
Honest as the day is long. Rafter G Rodeo pickup man Clint Hale, Texas Circuit Finals selectee, alongside National Finals Rodeo selectee Tyler Kraft, on, of course, one of those award-winning pickup horses of the year. And as we check out the Mattress Firm replay, North Dakota's going to go to an early 2nd place, 74 points, 74 for Hildry.
All right, it's a Rafter G bucking horse from Jim Gay, we call Hot Flash. But here's where we get to start talking about the building blocks and grounds of Pro Rodeo today, College Rodeo. The College National Finals Rodeo held in June in Gillette and Casper, Wyoming every year. This guy, Miles Carlson, comes from Evanston, Wyoming. He's been there, just 23 years old, Garrett.
He has been there 3 years ago, and he's got an NFR bucking horse, Woo! Hot Flash. Hot Flash, a little hot spark tonight, Bobby T.
I'll tell you one thing, he had the jump and the kick. You watch it in this replay from Mattress Firm. How much does the horse give you? He gave him 102%. How did he ride? Feet set in the right spot, every jump. But half for the horse, half for the man. Could be one way one time, one way the next. But it all averages out. Trying to catch a 76.5 from Cole Holland. Judges electronically, believe it or not. Yeah, they're walking computers for us. 75 for the number 2 spot.
Let's bring it back to Texas. Choctaw Casino and Resort Spider Cam flies in with Bodie Lammers. Bodie Lammers, Toller, Texas. To the Brookman Rodeo herd, last year's Remuda Award winners in the PRCA, and home to the world champion bucking horse. By the way, if you're a fan of bucking horses, tomorrow night, the world champion bareback horse is in the pen. So if you can get here tomorrow night, you're going to get your money's worth just in the bareback riding. This one's name is Done Deal.
All right, you and I have been bragging on Bodie Lammers for the last 6-7 years.
Yep.
But it comes not only as a 6-time NFR qualifier. You go back to the college days. This kid was raised to do this. Toller, Texas. Anybody here? Got to be somebody from Toller. They raised the greatest. Tifton. Yeah,
All right.
Yeah, grass in the world. Best coastal grass you can have.
Come on, Lammers, let the feet fly. '86 in Red Lodge, Montana, '85 in the semifinals at Cheyenne, both last summer, both last July on that horse. And Bodie Lammers, the former college football player turned bareback rider. Apparently football wasn't hard hitting enough for him. He decided to take up bareback riding. And he'll go to the number 2 spot. 76 for Lammers. Nice mustache, though.
Well, look good, be good, act good. That is a good mustache. That kid's healthy. Jacob Lees, Caldwell, Idaho. In the month of August, unbelievable rodeo, the Caldwell Night Rodeo, 100 years old. Lonesome Smile come from the Brookmans. Now, as Garrett mentioned them a moment ago, they've been breeding bucking horses since the 1930s, 40s from the great state of Montana, and they breed them tough. This Jacob Lees at 5'6", perfect size, 160. There isn't anything he hasn't done, include graduate as a college superstar from WTC, Western Texas College in Snyder.
He's got a lot of reasons to be excited. This is a phenomenal horse tonight named Lonesome Smile. This is a horse that Weston Timmerman won Red Lodge on with a 91.5, but he's more excited even so for tomorrow because this is the guy that is going to match up with Lunatic Heaven, the reigning world champion bareback horse that happens to be a stablemate to this horse.
Well, if you heard the interview that Leighton Berry did with Anthony Lucia, by the way, Brother Anthony, awesome job in our warm-up tonight. If you heard what he said, to come here, draw 2 good ones, hold those scores together till we come back. Open in July, going to the Wrangler National Finals in December. These are all goals, but you only get to those 2 top spots for $1 million and then $14 million when you start the season off. How many people here tonight actually live in Fort Worth? How many people are happy to live outside of Fort Worth? Traffic. Yeah, you live in Parker County where I do. Traffic. Traffic's good. Let's get some traffic, Jacob.
This is Taylor Broussard, Easterwood, Louisiana. We changed the order. Super Dave from Brookman Rodeo. So while we give Jacob Lees a moment to resituate, we take a look at a 3-time national finalist that's in the crawfish business when he's not riding bucking horses. And that's a horse, another one from Brookman's named Super Dave. More money in Cheyenne, more money in Red Lodge last summer on that horse. And Brucey, you're gonna like this, 82.5 to number 1.
You can just go back, reiterate on what we said about the horse. Draw the horse tonight, draw the horse tomorrow night. Then hold on. They're yet maybe to go to Denver. They're getting ready to go to San Antonio. Of course, our $1.5 million, that's the place to be in Fort Worth. Now back to Jacob. Watch this kid. 2 times we've had him in Las Vegas, a round winner. By the way, the go-rounds now pay in Vegas, first place, $28,000. Woo!
Go ahead, Jacob.
Thank you to the Brookman Rodeo Ranches. They're about 90 years of successful breeding, and their remudas of bucking horse mares.
Yeah, it's amazing to think back to last summer when they were 89 on that horse in the finals at Cheyenne to finish 4th. That's how good the final day there was. Mattress Firm Replay gives you a high-definition look at it, and he is also going to take over the captain's chair. How about 85.5 for Jacob?
Well, the teapot's starting to steam, and it leaves us to the next one is a 15-year veteran, a superstar Canadian finalist, Canadian champion and Wrangler NFR champion. Orrin Larson comes from English, Manitoba. Clyde wears a resistol. There's a Jim Gay Buccaneers Canadians. Look at him spur. Electric feet. Now that's half of the deal. Was he in tune? Was he in time? You bet.
Yeah, this is going to be worth watching back on the Mattress Firm replay. Because Bob said it, you do your job, the horse does its job, and it is a picture-perfect match made in heaven. The long, tall, lanky Canadian from Manitoba says, I want some of the money. 84 points for Larson.
It's only a point and a half behind the Idahoan. Okay, folks. We bragged on his daddy in the Will Rogers. We bragged on this kid right here. He's my neighbor, and his new kids are my surrogate grandkids. But the one and only Leighton Berry, Run with the Millionaire.
Weatherford, Texas, Cowboy, and Ruffy's Rage. Brookman Rodeo. Come on, LB, finish this.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, that is timing. That is set your feet timing.
Yeah, that guy is not scared of an 8-second knife fight. He has been out with injuries for the last 8-10 months, and he is back at the top of his game, feeling as good as he ever has, riding with a new purpose as a brand new daddy to Ledger, and that's going to make him, that's going to make Cody, it's going to make Leighton all smile. 86 and a half.
This is so good on the first night. Leighton, you can go ahead and smile. When we talk about our friends at NBC, here we go. Leighton Berry, Weatherford, Texas, 86 and a half at the top. Jacob Blees, Orrin Larson, Taylor Broussard. Cole, you'll be fine. Bodie, come on. Miles, Carson Hillary. Guys, just keep it up. You're only 8-9 points out of the lead.
And right now, we're going to send it downstairs to the Sundance Square Winners Circle with a guy that, Katie, I don't know about you, but I'm glad to see him back in competition.
So good to see Leighton Berry back in competition and drawing the perfect horse to kick things off here at the Fort Worth Stock Show and Rodeo. What was it about that horse that brought you to the top?
You know, that horse really brought her A game today, circled around to the left and was trying to sit me up the whole time. Had to fight to stay back, but got to thank to the Brookman Rodeo Company for bringing great ones.
And it's looked like riding a bicycle for you as you've returned to the rodeo competition once again, but it's been anything but easy to get back to this point.
You know, it's been challenging, but God always puts obstacles to a strongest warrior, and for me to overcome this and be here today with you is a blessing.
And you've been jumping over those obstacles. Leighton Berry back in the winner's circle.
Back on top where he belongs. You know, after missing this last NFR, the three previous years, he finished in the top 6 and as high as the top 3 in the world standings. And it's good to see a guy who's been out that long shoot right to the top.
And his confidence is key. You know, I was so impressed with him at the National Finals Rodeo, listening to him, standing beside him at the post show. He knows everything about these horses, the jump for jump, what he's wanting to do, and we saw that tonight. So it's pretty neat to see him back in the winner's circle.
Man, it was good. It's good to have him back. There's no doubt about it. He is a great ambassador. When we come back, we're going to see the world champion, Tucker Allen, and the rest of the guys take on the steers of the Fort Worth Stock Show and Rodeo. The beautiful Dickies Arena is a backdrop for us to remind you about the brackets here in Fort Worth. And I've got Jordan Joe helping me out tonight, so I'm going to let you take it away, Jordan Joe.
You know, these brackets are back-to-back. Every contestant gets 2 head, and like I said, it's a 1 go round at a time. They're going to pay 4 in each round, clean slate each night. The top 2 money winners of each night are going to advance to the semifinals. Third guy out is going to go to that wild card, and then overall there's going to be 1 chance to get in the wild card. Semifinals, finals, there's so many different ways to get back, but you've got to run at each and every one of these and try to be as fast as you can or get as many points as you can.
So Tucker Allen is the newly crowned world champion steer wrestler. We've been visiting with him a lot here lately.
We have. You know, this guy has impressed me not just for his ability, but for his expectation of himself as a champion and as an athlete and an ambassador of a gold buckle. That's one of the first times I've heard a conversation like that happen as far as how am I going to represent this gold buckle and what's it going to look like this year for me. It's pretty neat.
Yeah, he's a good guy, and he's got a lot of good things going his way, including the horse of the year, Banker.
Banker is Justin Schaefer's horse, and you know, this horse at the NFR was so impressive. You heard Tucker say earlier, not only does he have the ability, he has the mind. And I've got to think that these horses, they're champions just like us, they're competitors just like us. They want it, they thrive on it. This is what they live for and they love to do.
He's a Hollywood stunt man and a full-time cowboy, moving from California to Texas down the road from us out there that direction. Here is the rest of the guys that we're going to see here tonight. Holden Myers just missed the NFR after spending a lot of last season in the top 15.
Yeah, you know, and it's a stacked pack tonight. You know, Jesse Brown, too, champion of Fort Worth last year. He knows what it's like to win here. He knows what it takes, and you can't ever beat a guy like that. Gary Gilbert, your hometown cowboy here. You know, he shows up, but most of the time he's at Fort Worth, so excited to see him here. Joe Nelson, Colin Fox, you know, like you were saying, there's some rookies, there's some veterans, there's just a little bit of everything at Fort Worth, and that's what makes it special.
Yep. Joe Nelson, also like Holden Myers, just missed the cut, made the top 25. Let's get to that steer wrestling in Fort Worth.
And that's the young man that got here by way of the rookie rally last night. But unfortunately, a broken barrier this evening is going to take a 5-5 to a 15-5 for our friend from Manville.
Well, due to the fact we've got the finest television staff, crew, technology, let us take you down in there as Jacob Danielle rides in. Here's the guy that won the rodeo at Ellis County the end of March last year. That's Waxahachie.
Tyler Scable.
No, we're going to go to Tyler. Tyler Shavel. Lester Prairie, Minnesota. Oh, you got to grind them out. You live in Minnesota in the last 10 days. Pull. Well, I got another penalty. Would have been, should have been, could have been. They got to. Why don't they use some baling wire, duct tape, or weld it?
That's a great idea.
I don't know. 15-3.
Hey, we want you to take a chance at winning thousands in the Pony Up for Education 50-50 raffle, presented by Higginbotham Insurance and Financial Services. Win half of tonight's jackpot, and the other half will go to support the FWSSR Scholarship Program. Pony Up representatives can be found in the bright orange vests in the arena now. To assist you, we invite you to Pony Up for Education. We're not even 2 events in, Bob, and the current jackpot is already over $3,200.
Oh, it'll be at 20 grand by the time we're done tonight. All right, Jacob, I wanted you to go a minute ago, but we have to change cattle. And we told you that he is the Ellis County. The Fort Worth Stock Show and Rodeo has been doing something for a few years. We go out into the counties at Waxahachie, at Weatherford. Mm-hmm. We go up north, down south, and the winner of those rodeos get a qualification spot to come to $1,500,000 rodeo.
Yeah, there's 7 of them. We seed 1 winner in every bracket. As you mentioned, Bob, this one features the champions of our friends in Waxahachie. Join us in the Ellis County Livestock Show and Rodeo coming up the final Friday and Saturday in March. It's a rodeo that is still in an infancy when it comes to years, but it is already selling out continuously. So if you want to come join us, check out the website, social media, and get your tickets now.
Mr. Urigan will be at the microphone like he is in most major rodeos across the country. You'll love it. Easy to get to. It's going downhill if you hold the map up. All right, Jacob, do it. Anybody here from Cisco?
Few people.
Yeah, Cisco College. Another one of the institutions of higher learning in the college ranks. It does good for us. Looks to me like somebody broke the equipment.
I think we have an uncooperative farm animal.
Really?
Yeah.
Have they ever told him about the destiny in his life?
That might be the problem.
Oh. All right. We're cleaned up. We're ready. I'll send Matt Merritt down there to tell him a joke.
Yeah.
What do you say? Are you talking about me or to me?
To you.
To you.
I'm sorry. I'm down here. You don't want to know what I'm doing down here.
I don't want to know.
Let's just say that I'm a degenerate gambler now after hanging out with these people for 14 seconds.
All right.
Brad wants to bet you 20 on the next guy.
Look at the size of this kid, Matt Merritt. Only 24 years old. Big, strong, look, clean, jump. Purdy. Somebody had to break the ice. Let's put him in at a 4.7. All right. As we go to the Mattress Firm replay, what did he do in under 5 seconds that right now could be worth $2,500?
Well, step one is he was right on the barrier where he should have been. He was not late getting out of the start. Step number two, he slid that steer to a stop quickly. He grabbed his nose just like he should. The steer took the fall. And that's just as solid as they get, 4.7. You remember this guy's not just dad, but his grandfather, right?
When I was just a youngster, which was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, of course, yes.
His grandfather was one of my heroes, world champion steer wrestler, calf roper. That was Butch Myers. Here's Holden. Pull, buddy, pull. I'll tell you one thing about this kid. At the age of 26, from Van, Texas, he was raised on the Bible.
Yep.
He was raised on the righteousness of winning and being humble. Still holds it today. Put him in with 9 flat. God bless that entire family.
So we've stayed around Texas. We made a trip to Minnesota. We came back to Texas. Now let's go to North Dakota. Watford City, North Dakota's Big Joe Nelson. He has made 4 trips to the Badlands Circuit Finals, where you watched him win the aggregate there in 2019. Qualified on twice to the NFR Open. You and I have watched him there as well in Colorado Springs, the Pike Speaker Bust. He won around in Cheyenne, won around in Nampa, won around in Glasgow, Montana.
A lot of people don't understand that only know about Odessa, Midland, when they talk about oil and gas. Where he lives, about 20 years ago, they had a disruption and natural gas came alive. They called it the Bakken. That's when we went to building pipelines from Texas all the way to Pennsylvania. Then the Bakken tied into them. They now furnish natural gas and oil all the way to Pennsylvania. Big deal for those that might be watching on the Cowboy channel tonight. If you live in Watford City. Whoop,
Yeah!
look at the size of those shoulders.
That's how you put the herd on a bag of beef in Texas, North Dakota style. What do you got for a 4.0? Victorious indeed. Joe Nelson. Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, but you ain't seen nothing yet, buddy.
Okay, all right.
Let's go to Baker City, Oregon. Here is a second generation rodeo cowboy, but his daddy was a bucking horse rider. This will be the $1.4 million winner, Jesse Brown, downtown, 4-2. Woo, I just got a little chill, 0.2 of a second, but he's second.
So I told you in the opening that you would get to see a few of your reigning champions. That guy's one of them. 3-6 in the final night here last year for the 20,000, the TX Whiskey, the signature Fort Worth Stock Show and Rodeo belt buckle. And he is looking to repeat titles, and that 4-2 could get him one step closer.
Can I just give him a normal, everyday compliment?
Yeah, go ahead.
This is a very nice man.
He is, yes. He is the unofficial mayor of Paradise, Texas. He is Crew Jack's driver. This is Gary Gilbert of Paradise, Texas.
Come on, Big G, put it on him. Oh, no.
Okay, Bob, why'd he throw his hand up in the air?
He's telling the judges he did not think things went well when he crossed the line.
Okay.
Did the steer get a bad start? Did he get a bad start? He declared himself, so they will take a second look at it on the replay.
Okay, so let's see if we can see what happened. Okay, yep, steer stumbled. So if you were here with us back on Monday, I can remember this similar thing happened at the Cowboys of Color Rodeo on Monday. If the steer goes down like that before what we call the score line, before the barrier is pulled from the steer's neck, that is not a fair shake. So we're just waiting for official word from the judges, and they say yes, rerun is coming. Gary Gilbert will get another chance.
After the build-up you and I gave, they didn't have much choice giving him another one.
No, we backed him in a little bit of a corner.
And that guy weighs 285. You better make him happy. Let's go to Hollywood's world champion. There's two stories. He's a Hollywood stuntman, lives in Stephenville, but works in Ventura, California. When the National Finals Rodeo was over in Vegas at the Wrangler NFR, who won more money than anybody else?
This would be Tucker Allen of Ventura, California. Won $250,000 just in 10 nights in Vegas.
4.8, not too bad. All right, he's not going to win first tonight, but he could come back and win first tomorrow night. Ladies and gentlemen, he's been in your front room thousands of times and you didn't know it. Jumps off tall buildings, crashes airplanes, jumps buses over trains. That guy is amazing in the stunt world.
All right, so we have loaded the extra steer. We have 2 extras in every one of our timed event disciplines just for emergencies such as this. And we've brought in the extra for Gary Gilbert of Paradise, Texas. Remember a second ago, that steer stumbled when he left the starting gate. Clean break there. Double G slides down. Oh, no.
Didn't get under that inside horn. It's all right. He's building a new ranch in Stephenville from a lady you're going to meet a little later from South Dakota. He's not going to go broke. His kids are going to eat. But I said he's one of the nicest people you could ever meet. Would you give him a little thank you for being here? Doggone it.
Texas connects us with our friends at NBC5, and they're going to connect us to the money winners here tonight. Read it and weep. Big Joe Nelson pockets over $2,500 tonight for 4 seconds of work. That's not too shabby. The quarterback throws a touchdown for a 4.2 and a couple thousand. Jacob Daniel, Tucker Allen round out the top 4. But Big Joe is standing by Super Lucia down in the Sundance Square winner's circle.
That's right, I'm standing alongside of Joe Nelson, 4 seconds flat, but it took you a lot longer than 4 seconds to nod your head because the steer, your horse, a lot of things have to come together. But what's the mental toll that it takes whenever all those different things are happening before you nod your head?
You just kind of got to slow down and just remember, get your horse set, make sure the steer's set. Tucker rode ahead on the Hayes side, and we just made sure everything was squared away before we took off.
Well, you got a long season ahead of you, but you've hovered around the top 15 the last couple seasons. How big would a win in Fort Worth be to get you to Las Vegas and compete for a world title?
Oh, that'd be great. You know, like that's obviously the goal, but we got a long ways to go, so thank the Lord for a good start.
Well, the good start of this journey starts tonight in front of you fans. He's your champion of night number 1. He is the one and only man of the steer wrestling.
So the man that finished inside the top 25 last year, there's nothing better when you want to get a little higher than that and into that top 15 than to get things started right on the right foot at Fort Worth.
And not only that is Tucker Allen's over there hazing for that guy and giving him that confidence too, which is great. Them little set of steers, I thought they looked really good.
Yeah.
Those guys did great on fresh steers, which I think is hard for the bulldogging.
It is indeed, and they've got a little more room for a lot of the smaller indoor arenas at Fort Worth, but still, that is a challenge, and they were up for it, some good times. When we come back, it's your event, and man, again, loaded with star power. We'll be back in a moment. A very important part of every performance at the Fort Worth Stock Show and Rodeo is the Calf Scramble scholarships, and some of the best kids on the planet, 4-H and FFA. Doesn't get any better than that. Let's watch it.
The scramble is on. 12 girls and 8 boys make up the 20 kids tonight, and only 10 of them are going to be winners. You said it, if they get a calf back in the square, that's worth a $500 certificate towards the purchase of a beef or dairy heifer to then come back and show next year for even more scholarships.
I want to give a welcome and a shout out tonight to the Stock Show Vice President, Calf Scramble Chairman Emeritus, Charlie Guerin. Good to see you, my favorite politician. Our judges, Casey Cornelius, Alan Crumley, Gilbert Gomez, Sherman Jones, Paxton Motherall, Trent Trim, Charlie Warrior. I've got 2 of them up here with me. Alan Hicks, Jake Richter, thanks for what you do. Lowell Boswell, Bill Ratliff, Winfield Crumley, Brett Stevenson, Brock Stevenson, Brian Haggerty, Chad Lee, Russell Stubbs. All of those are my holders.
Pretty incredible to think about over the 40 years of the Calf Scramble. Over $113 million has been awarded to 4-H and FFA students from all over the Lone Star. More than 8,600 Texas 4-H and FFA students to be exact. There's been over 1,750 of those that have completed the program. That's what I talked about a moment ago. They come back next year, they show the beef or dairy heifer that they purchased with the certificate they win tonight. Oh, first one's in the square. Number 12, Jaden Jones from Henrietta FFA.
Number 15 is on his way. Theo got a card. There it is, Colt Powell. Lone FFA. Not sure what that is. LOHN?
Yeah, that one's new to me too. You've been here longer than I have.
And I've been to most of those chapters or counties, but no, not that one. All right.
Number 20, Cash Tucker from Woodville FFA.
Now, depending on how much oxygen the calves have, the kids will run out first. Pigtail tried it.
Number 4, Kellen Rader from Bowie FFA. Number 13, Hunter Myers from Henrietta FFA.
You know where Brady, Texas is? Lone is just north of there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's in Texas. In case you're confused about what we're doing here.
Gotcha.
Oh, that's a big boy, number 6. You got him good, buddy.
Luke Williams from Community FFA. He's in. How about 14, Stetson Newton from Henrietta FFA? Henrietta FFA's done good tonight. They've got all 3 of theirs in.
That's a tough bunch of kids up there. Oh, hang on, girls. Got a wrestling match going on down there. Thank you to all of our holders. That a boy. You got it. Number 9. That is Lillian Claros Forney. Anybody here from over east of Dallas? Beautiful country.
Number 7, Lillian Alvarado, East Bernard FFA. 19, Mason Cooper, Wills Point FFA. There's lucky number 7 across. And we have got 1 Lone Ranger.
Well, there's about 9 others out there not going to catch a calf tonight.
That'll be number 9. So there's Lillian Claros making her way in.
I thought we had her a minute ago. Yep, number 9's unofficial. But folks, the 10 kids that don't catch a calf not going home empty-handed. They are going to receive a free pair of Justin boots. They've been about 35 years or more, the Justin boots.
Man, oh man, there was a lot of effort there in the Calf Scramble tonight, and I'm looking forward to the celebrity Calf Scramble that we have both entered for next week at the Fort Worth Stock Show and Rodeo.
You might should practice how to put the head stall on the calf,
I would just
because
make
I'm
a loop.
sure you're not going to know
I
how
would
to
make
do
a
that.
loop out of that halter and would just rope him.
I'm going to aggressively attack the calf.
Yeah, I believe it.
Yeah.
Oh, I wish we could have had this conversation off camera for you folks, but it's probably best we didn't. Anyway, let's get to your event. Breakaway Roping is up next. And we've got Shelby Beaujolais-Medjed, who has a world championship and always tough to be former champion here in Fort Worth, I believe.
She is a former champion, and you know what? Shelby Medjed, she roped phenomenal here at the National Finals Breakaway Roping. I don't know if you guys caught the 10th round, but it was the most electric round of breakaway roping I've ever seen. She did all she could do and tried to rope her way into a world title. Barely missed it this year. Taylor Munsell got it, but she's a great roper. This is going to be a really important run for her at Fort Worth tonight.
Yeah, congratulations to all the breakaway ropers who made the top 15 in the national final. That was not just one of the greatest runs in breakaway roping or rounds in breakaway roping, but maybe one of the greatest rounds in all events that I've ever seen.
It was, and Riley George here too. She's the girl that's really impressed me on the horsemanship that she's got and the way she uses her rope. We talked about it on the pre-show. Right here, she's riding Bob of Jill Tanner. She just got on this horse at the national finals after roping 2 practice calves. But if you'll watch here, this is 2024, Riley George on her good horse Royce. She has great timing with these horses. She lets them, they run really hard and they give her all. Man, this girl uses her rope so phenomenal. She always keeps her head down, and her timing with these horses, you can see that they just are really always on their butt and giving her an honest go. And then for her to jump ride this horse Bob at the national finals, this was literally the first time she ever rode him in a competitive run, and she rode this horse, I believe, 7 out of the 10 runs that she roped at the National Finals of Rodeo to win the average here. And you see that she just gives these horses all the same run. They do the same thing in consistency for her, and that's just really impressive for a breakaway roper.
And she also won the Betty Gale fastest time of the national finals of breakaway roping. That's your list. Got a mix of world champions and some rookies and some young players at high level.
Yeah, you know, Summer Williams, she is Rookie of the Year 2 years ago. Tiffany Sheik, Aaron Johnson. British Strain is somebody I'm excited to watch here. Kirby Rollinson, though, she's coming in, and she has been really fun to watch on this little horse. She has all gas, no brakes, so she's going to go all in. But you know what? This is breakaway roping, and you have to go all in each and every time.
All right, your prediction for the fastest run of the entire rodeo right now. What is it? How fast?
1-6.
1-6. Okay, looking forward to that. But right now, it is time for Bracket 1, Round 1.
Some of you may be watching this for the first time, but it's an old event, been around 50 years. Hannah Geiger lives in Wilburton, Oklahoma. Let's watch one set. Oh, no. I was hoping she'd be about 2.2, 2.3. Yeah, that's going to be the average time. Under 3 seconds. Doggone it. All right, let's go out to California. You're the man.
We can do that. Back in 2024, this California queen roped the fastest calf of the National Finals breakaway roping in a 1-7 to win the Betty Gale Cooper Ratliff Memorial Award. Qualified to her 2nd National Finals breakaway roping just a month ago. She is an East Texas A&M University grad, Riley George, Oakdale, California. Yes, ma'am. Woo! How about a 2.1 for Riley George?
Well, we talk about the rodeo cowboy capital of the world. Anthony always says it's right. The self-proclaimed cowboy capital of the world in Stephenville, close to where you and I live. Oakdale, California was elected that back in the 1950s. Let's go to South Texas. Here is a rodeo at Waller that has become very important in the fall of the year. Britta Strain. No, Kirby Rawlinson. Oh, no. All right, let's look at the Mattress Firm replay. We said a minute ago it's got to go around the neck, a bell collar catch. It's got to be clean. And it could have been if this calf hadn't stepped in it with a left hind leg right there. It didn't get around the neck. No time. South Texas lady, give her a little hand for coming north tonight.
Florida native grew up on a surfboard. Now's Bob's neighbor in Poolville, Texas. Britta Strain, Texas A&M Aggie. And no time for Britta.
Still proud to call her a neighbor. She lives a half a mile from my house. Pretty red-haired girl. You know, she could be in Fort Lauderdale, Florida tonight with her father, who is a neurosurgeon and enjoying everything. She is a rancher, runs it single-handedly. About 15 head of horses, cattle, hay. Proud of my neighbor.
2023 champion of the world, but she's fixing to earn her greatest accolade in just a couple of months. Going to be a first-time mom this May. This is Shelby Medjid from Calgary, Alberta, the Stampede City. Now lives with her world champion husband in Miles City, Montana. Shelby Medjid just finished her 6th National Finals Rodeo. Maternity leave is coming up in just a couple of weeks, but she wants to win Fort Worth before she presses pause. Come on, Shelby!
2-2. 1/10 of a second into the number 2 spot. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you just heard the explanation of her maternity leave we're expecting. It's okay to be riding a horse. Try to tell one of these cowgirl barrel racers or breakaway ropers, oh no, you're pregnant, you can't ride a horse. They're going to explain to you where you should go next. Explain it.
We'll let you use your own imagination.
Yeah. Here comes a superstar world champion. 3 times from Fowler, Colorado. Ellensburg winner, Tremont, Utah, Hermiston, Oregon. Laramie, Wyoming, Vernal, Utah. Boy, she's had a good year. Twice I've seen her smoke them in Colorado Springs at the Pikes Peak or bust. 2-3. 2-3. A lot of us say this about Erin Johnson. She's a rancher.
Yeah.
Good job, Mom. Good job.
Floresville, Texas brings us a Frank Phillips College grad, Tiffany Sheik. Southeastern Circuit finalist just this past November in Davie, Florida. And she, just like everybody else, wants to rule the world tonight. The champion in Buffalo, Texas.
Look at the intenseness of this horse. She is focused. Nod, ride to him, don't break the barrier. 2.6. Why wasn't it quicker? Because she threw it quicker. Okay, watch the replay from Mattress Firm. Watch. Maybe we get time to run them twice. The horse worked, the calf went. It took a long time from right there from when the time she threw it to stopping it. That's a full second right there.
Final one to go lives in Palapino County, Mineral Wells, Texas. That's another one of our qualifying rodeos that we'll talk about in a coming bracket. This is Summer Williams, the second generation lady. Puts one together in a 2.3 for Palapino County. Little smile and wave to her neighbors in Tarrant County. 2 and 3 to finish her at a tie with third and fourth with Aaron Johnson. NBC 5 is going to give you the news, going to give you the weather, and going to give you the money winners here tonight in our Boot Barn Breakaway Roping on an American Airlines tonight at the Fort Worth Stock Show and Rodeo. And it is a 2.6 or faster to get paid. Tiffany Sheik all the way up to a 2.1 second run. The California Queen gets the job done here tonight. Riley George going to pocket over $2,500 to the good. And she is also going to make her way to the Sundance Square Winners Circle and have an opportunity to visit with our favorite cowgirl on the team, Katie Lucas.
Becoming one of our favorites in the breakaway roping game, fresh off of not just winning the average at the National Finals of Breakaway, but setting the average record. How ready were we to get things kicked off in 2026?
I was excited for this rodeo, as I am every year, just to try and get started on the right foot for the year.
You certainly did that tonight, and you got started on a great horse as well. Deputy has been so special to you, but why does that horse get the call time and time again?
You know, every time I think I'm going to retire that horse, he proves me wrong. He's 22 this year, and I know my runs are limited on him, and he's so easy to rope on and easy to do my job.
And I know that you don't take for granted any run. Congratulations for the great one tonight.
Thank you.
2.1 seconds. She's your champ in opening night.
There's a lot of positives out of that round of breakaway roping, and especially when you had that many twos, and it was a super solid start for the breakaway ropers tonight.
It was. You know, we saw that calves are pretty strong in the breakaway roping tonight, and the girls had a great time. So 2-3, one last hole, working backwards. Anytime you can get money in that first round, it helps set you up for the next round, because at the end of the day, it's top money winners.
All right, let's break down that fastest run of the night, and one more time with Jordan Joe taking us through it.
Riley George has her head down and her tip down. She's hunting this throw like nobody's business, and that's why she got the win here tonight. She was hanging out there. Deputy did his job. That calf was a long ways out in front right there, and Riley did a great job.
She had some great competition, and certainly a little bit of a disadvantage being the first set of girls at that barrier. I know there's some other girls that are in upcoming brackets that were back there watching the go.
Yeah, and I think we saw those girls last night. You know, they know what the Fort Worth setup's going to be. You can always go, most of the girls go the night before, watch the start, but you can kind of watch the tie-down calves beforehand and kind of get a feel for it the night before, so it's a good set.
Shelby Medjid has got a little sense of urgency right now during this year's Fort Worth.
This is an important rodeo for her, and this was a really tough calf. Shelby Medjid did a great job. That calf took a hard right, and you see she has to really get her tip down over there to the right. Did a great job of roping that calf. Anna gives her a good shot, but this is a huge rodeo for Shelby, huge win, great consistent run. We see Shelby Medjid 2-2, 2-3 all the time. She's consistent. She doesn't ever get out of her bubble. She just does what she does.
And obviously, I think it's obvious, the reason this is so important is because if she wins here, she can take that maternity leave and come back maybe in June, July, August and have a shot at the finals?
You know, I think so. There is from June on, you can still make the national finals. So you can look and see who's made it, had a good winner. That definitely sets you up. But there's so much money to be won anymore with such big rodeos. When Shelby Medjid comes back, look out. I know Haven, he'll be back there holding that baby, and she'll be running them. So, you know, you can't ever count them out. She's going to be in all those rodeos, and she's going to give herself the best chance to get in the finals. If not, set herself up in the top 30, get back in these winter rodeos next year, and go at another gold buckle.
No, September has really grown on the pro rodeo circuit as she can get qualified for the cinch playoffs, and when she, you can win $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 the last couple of weeks of the season. So
yeah, and especially in the cinch playoffs, like the top 30, you can't ever count anybody out because there's so much money. So you never know. You can never say never.
All right, the rest of the contestants are going to have a tough act to follow, and the Saddle Bronc Riders are up next at the Fort Worth Stock Show. Welcome back to our studios here in Fort Worth, Texas. That's a good look at Dickies Arena, the most spectacular rodeo arena, inside and out. They really did a magnificent job when they put that together. The design was fabulous. It's made for rodeo.
Dickies has been phenomenal to go into. When you walk through the back as a contestant and you just through the lights and you see everybody there and you hear the crowd, it's always jam-packed in Fort Worth. It's fun to be there.
We need to send our cameras with you to show everybody just how much room there is in and around and underneath that arena. It was made with contestants in mind.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah, especially when we have the weather like we're having right now in Fort Worth and throughout the weekend.
They have good coffee, so it's okay.
Yeah, good coffee, good cover, and a good heating system so far. Let's talk about some saddle bronc riding. Zach Dallas is one of the featured cowboys. He is back at it, as you can see, 2 times to the National Finals Rodeo. Certainly one of our cowboys to watch. He's number 8 in the world, and he's got a rematch up against Apollo. This is a rematch from Cheyenne, Wyoming. He was 87.5, and this is a National Finals Rodeo horse from Brookman's. Been to the National Finals Rodeo. They're 85 to 88 all the time. Jake Finlay has got a rematch, and he is certainly a fan favorite. And then we got the rookie, Thane Elsher. Looking forward to watching him in the saddle bronc riding and bull riding.
And Thane Elsher, like we talked, is one of those all-around contenders, and I think that that's something that now all of our fans are going to be following around and watching throughout the brackets in Fort Worth to see who walks away with that $10,000 all-around title this year presented by the Minix.
There's certainly a lot of reason to have an underdog story come true, and certainly maybe one event because they take those qualifying rodeos. You might mention something about that. I'd love that they have an opportunity to get in with the major players.
They do. So there's several Texas circuit rodeos that they can get into. If you win one of these rodeos throughout the year, you automatically get seeded into Fort Worth. So it makes it even bigger, even better, and it gets a lot of local talent in that maybe don't have the opportunity to rodeo all year long. They get to show up and rope at Fort Worth.
Yeah, it's a dream come true. And if you like saddle bronc riding, you're going to love what we have for you here tonight. You're going to see great horses from Brookman's and Rafter G and Corco.
Ride and then win some TX whiskey. It is remarkable, approachable, without any bite or burn. TX Bourbon is about to buck. Here's a lunatic Katie. Ew, I don't think I'd want a sip of that. Ay, 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 ay. You know, that's a Brookman bucking horse, come from Montana. Got down here and said, my God, it's summertime. I'm going to act like I am ready for spring. Brandon, sorry. That kid went to Sol Ross. Did you know that?
Yeah, he did.
Yep.
Down there with Coach C.J. Aragon at the Party in the Pine. Welcome back to the Rafter G pickup men, Tyler Kraft, Clint Hale. The 2 unsung heroes of the rodeo. Not all superheroes wear capes. Those 2 wear wild rags. Time to let it shake, rattle, and roll. Darcy Rattle, in June, Queensland. Orange Crush from the Rafter G.
Oh, this is going to be a pace setter. Y'all watch the Mattress Firm replay. Going to give you a little textbook opportunity so you can see the next 6 go. Now watch where his feet are set in the first 2 jumps. Now, the free arm, that's a balance. The lift on the Bronc rein, that's the fulcrum. That horse jumps, kicks, hits. Every time that horse hits, his feet hit the ground. Dawsey's feet were in the shoulder. Let's say what they see. Woo! I liked it.
How about 84.5 for the Aussie? Way to go, Rattle. Let's go to Axtell, Utah. Alan Moore, 2-time NFR horse, Holy Grail. Another horse from the Rafter G Rodeo Company. You can see that horse has still got the bumper stickers on its hip. Those signify that just last month, that horse was selected as one of the 100 rankest horses in the world to go to the National Finals Rodeo. And Alan Moore, he's also qualified twice to the big show in Vegas. And numbers tonight are going to tie him for the early lead. 84.5 again.
You notice it didn't take him very long to get out of there. It won't for the next guy as well. For those of you that have heard any stories, know that I was born and raised in Winnemucca, Nevada. W-I-N-N-E-M-U-C-C-A. So is the next kid. Many of you might have seen some of the Cowboy Channel footage. He's Basque, B-A-S-Q-U-E. From the Pyrenees Mountains, the sheep people in Spain. He is a 5th generation Mitch Pollock. I know his family members, his wife and baby are watching tonight as well. Satisfaction. This is a rematch. Oh, pretty, Mitchell, pretty.
Yeah, Bob, that's not just a rematch. That's a rematch 3 times over. He has been on that horse 3 out of the last 5 years at the Dixie National Rodeo in Jackson, Mississippi that starts here in a couple of weeks. So he's glad to be back on that horse for the 4th time, just in a new venue. He's been 84, he's been a no score, he's been an 81, and unfortunately tonight is the least of their meetings. 79 for the former baseball star at Blue Mountain Community College, 79. Still love you, Mitch. We'll see you back tomorrow, buddy.
All right, here comes another rematch opportunity. This could be good or bad. Traylon Martin lives at Faith, South Dakota, the Bronc riding capital of the Badlands.
You ever been to Faith?
Sir?
You ever been to Faith?
Yes. Yes. Faith I have, faith I've been, faith I will go back to. This is the Texan, Jim Gaze Palomino. Ooh, we don't want to see that horse in the grand entry. Anybody here from the Badlands, North or South Dakota tonight? I got a text this morning in Old Ridge, South Dakota. It was 31 below zero. It's balmy in Fort Worth. Yeah, balmy. Woo!
Well, not all sunshine and rainbows on the scorecard on this one either. 73 for Traylon. 73, 10 points shy of their previous match 3 years ago in Angelina County.
You guys realize what could happen tonight, don't you?
Tell us.
Well, if we have a tie, we got 2 guys at 84.5. If we have a tie, do they interview both guys?
Sure. They have to tackle the clown, and whoever gets him down first
all
wins.
I'm saying is if Darcy stays up there and gets an interview, ladies, you're going to get to hear an Australian cowboy talk on a microphone if it stays like this.
Or if this guy takes the lead outright, you'd get to hear one also. Let's put a little salsa on the Bronc riding, Bobby T.
This isn't just Jake Finlay. This is Clint Johnson, the many-time world champion Bronc rider's son-in-law. Oh, Gundawindi, Queensland, Australia. And here's your 3rd rematch of the night, G.
Muddy Creek is the name of the horse from Rafter G. They met up in October of 2024 at the Texas Circuit Finals. Go ahead, Salsa, go ahead.
It's wild. Woo! That big, tall bloke, he's a bloke from Queensland. There's a bunch of them in the house tonight. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie.
Yeah, his sister, our favorite Finlay, even made the trip across the pond just to cheer on brother tonight. And I'd say she's the good luck charm. 85 points for Salsa.
Good job, judges. That's a heck of a bucking horse. When you see a horse get that wild, that high, that consistent, that's something. All right. What happened last night? What happened 20 years ago? Hereford, South Dakota. The Badlands are here. Thane Elcher.
Watched him in the rookie rally last night in the bronc riding and the bull riding. We're going to do the same again tonight. Acapulco Relish from the Anchor K.
Beautiful. This kid can ride bulls, he'll ride broncs. In the Elcher family, 4 generations deep, they've got a family rule. If you play tennis, you're out of the family. That goes for the girls as well.
Thane Elshier, the all-around sensation on the rise. 1 rounds in Cheyenne in the bull riding, 1 rounds of the Badlands Circuit Finals in the Bronc riding. And we'll put him in a 3-way tie at 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Another 84.5 for Thane.
All right, we're going to end it tonight with a young man that I'd say should be a world champion, and it won't be long. He just won 120 grand in Vegas at the Wrangler NFR. Zach Dallas, Las Cruces, New Mexico. Another home of a great university. The horse, this is a rematch on a Brookman horse called Apollo.
This horse has been to 4 NFRs, once in the Bareback in 2022, and every year since in the Saddle Bronc. He rode this horse in July in Cheyenne. It was big numbers there. Do it again, Zach Dallas.
Look at his toes. Oh, look at his toes. Those Justin boots are pointed out, out, out. That shows the judges that he's making contact with a loose rowel in that spur every jump. Shouldn't have made it look so easy, Zachary. Judges say, oh my, 85 points. So we got a tie at the top, buddy.
We do have a tie at the top of our NBC 5 leaderboard. And a couple of guys that, just like American Airlines, flying the highest in the Saddle Bronc riding here tonight. Mattress Firm replay, one more look. Compliments of the Choctaw Casino and Resort Spider Cam. And we'll take a look at who is going to get the big checks tonight. 7 of the 8 of them get a score on the board, so they'll all get a little piece of the pie at least. Traylon Martin, Mitch Pollock down there at $142.85. All the way up to a pair of $2,200 and some change checks between Zach Dallas and Jake Finlay, our second favorite Finlay in the family. They're downstairs in the Sundance Square winner's circle with our partner Anthony Lucia.
He actually might be the 3rd favorite Finlay in the family, but it's okay because we love your wife, we love your daughter, and we love to see you having fun. And Jake, this year when you showed up in 2026, I can notice an entire different element in your personality and how loose you are. Talk us through that.
Yeah, I mean, you said it just before. It's all about fun, and we come to places like Fort Worth, Dickies Arena, and it is that much fun. This thing truly is legendary.
Well, you are quickly becoming legendary yourself. And Zach, the last 2 seasons have been storybook years for you, both to the National Finals Rodeo, resist all Rookie of the Year titles. But when you show up to Fort Worth, you know you're going to have an opportunity to ride a great horse. That's exactly what you had tonight.
Thank you. Yeah, that horse Apollo, he's strong, big. It's the 3rd time I've been on him, and he's got me down, and I rode him good once, so I knew it was going to be a fight. And, you know, got a good start, and he's strong, but worked out.
Well, it worked out great for these guys. It is Zach Dallas. He is the champ alongside of Jake Finlay, your champions in the Saddle Bronc riding.
Every event so far has been extraordinary here in the opening performance. Saddle Bronc riding. Of course, we knew it would be pretty good. Both those guys had horses that they knew very well, and they knew they had a great opportunity before they ever nodded their head.
They didn't. Just like we heard Zach Dallas say, that horse has got him down once. It's always a fight. And I feel like when these guys show up, they know these horses, but it's always a fight. They always say they're giving it all the gas.
And the horses know that it's stock show time. They'll also give you their best game, it seems like. So when we come back, tie down roping is on the line as we continue our coverage of the Fort Worth Stock Show. So, Let's Freaking Rodeo podcast now on the Cowboy Channel and the Cowboy Channel Plus app has got the twin bull riders from the 1990s and early 2000s. That's Gilbert and Adam Carrillo. I can't wait to go pull this up as soon as we get done with the show, actually. I want to watch it, and you can watch it on YouTube at Official Cowboy Channel. Great content, amazing conversation. I love how they have a real heart for the history of rodeo. Some of those past champions from 20 or 30 years ago, they're bringing back so we can kind of get to know the guys that really set us up for the success we're enjoying now.
Well, and if you don't tell those stories, you lose that history, and that's so cool of what they're doing at Let's Freaking Rodeo, and just everybody on the podcast network at the Cowboy Channel, they've got it all going on, so it's been pretty fun.
Yeah, it's a good collaboration, and we are proud to move on to the tie-down roping right now. And Riley Pruitt, one of our featured cowboys, qualifying for his third National Finals Rodeo. At his first one, he actually won the aggregate. There you go, 2016.
Everybody's been doing this 2016 throwback on social media. Well, in 2016, Riley Pruitt was winning the average at the National Finals Rodeo. You know, he is phenomenal in his skill set, and he has really tuned in on these details. This horse, Snowman, that he's got, he's really honed in on him all year long. We've seen him dominate, and I expect big things out of Riley Pruitt this year.
Especially outside. We're I still got some question marks on the inside, but it was enough for me to pick him. I think he's just due. This guy has got tons of grit and hustle. There's the rest of it. You like John Douch, as do I.
John Douch has been somebody, he pushes my calves over there at Northside, so I've got to go with John. But he's been over there at Fort Worth Stockyards, sharpening up, getting ready for Fort Worth. He's went to San Diego, so this is a guy I think you can't ever count out to, and I think he's going to have a big year.
Ace Reese won the rookie rally. He'll represent the rookies, and Hunter Heron, haven't seen him in a little over a year.
Yep, he had a hip surgery, came back, and he's roping tie down again.
A visionary, if I might say so, in the Western boot business. Side by side with leather suppliers around the world. Tied down, roping. Here comes Ace Reese. Is that like a candy bar?
Yeah, like a Reese's Pieces. I know how much you like those. Ace won the rookie rally last night, and he said it perfectly in his interview. What an opportunity for a rookie to get a seed in a $1.5 million pro rodeo tournament. Oh, look out, Paint.
Look at this little Paint horse work. Look at the horse. Look at the horse. He's doing his job. Get up, Ace. Don't quit me, buddy. Man, could you just have a little more luck after you do so well? Dang it. Oh, shucks, heck darn son of a gun.
You be careful with those cowboy cuss words.
No, Roy Rogers said I could use them 50 years ago.
Okay.
I'm licensed.
So unfortunately, a no time for Ace. The good thing about this format, though, folks, you can take a no time, and if you come back and win the round tomorrow night, you might just sneak into the semifinals or at least the wild card. That's where the third place money winner goes in each bracket. So we'll talk about that tomorrow night. Andrew Burks backs in from Kiln, Mississippi. 6 trips to the Southeastern Circuit Finals. Twice he's left Davie as the aggregate champion. Once he left as the year-end champion. So that means that we've watched him thrice, not once, not twice, but thrice at the NFR Open.
Thrice. What a great rodeo, Corey Wall, if you're watching. Pikes Peak or bust. Colorado Springs at 7,000 feet. Get out of there. That is more than respectable. Anthony, Garrett, and I, Brad Narducci, and a bunch of guys, we sit down and jaw this out every night. One of the comments made tonight was, if you can be in the first 2 and set the pace, it then puts the pressure on the rest of the field. Pressure not to break a barrier. Pressure to catch them. And then go to work on the ground.
Don't forget to take your chance at winning thousands in the Pony Up for Education 50/50 raffle presented by Higginbotham Insurance and Financial Services. Remember, you can win half of tonight's jackpot, and the other half goes to our FWSSR scholarship program, Pony Up for Education. Scan that QR code on the big screen or find one of the representatives in the bright orange vest. Look at that, over 7,300 so far in the pot.
Yeah, but we're just a little ways into the rodeo. I said 20, maybe 12 to 15,000, half of that the winner's going to leave with. How would you like to have a father that's a world champion back in the 1990s? Then you got to follow suit and make it work. Riley Pruitt has done it well. He's won over $1,200,000. We've seen him at the big show in Vegas 3 times. Where was he the champion this year? How about Brookings, Ellensburg, lovely Colorado, Circle, Montana. Oh, Lord, can you just give me a break? Look at that horse. That's his best friend holding that rope tight, buddy.
Yeah, you couldn't put a price tag on that horse. And that's the difference between a good one and a great one. A moment ago, we watched a horse that maybe didn't keep that rope as tight as he wanted him to, kind of went up there and was looking over the guy's shoulder. You'll notice on this Mattress Firm replay, this horse never lets slack be in that rope. The rope never touches the dirt. And that's just time in the practice pen, time training these horses so that he knows his job effortlessly, because when you're down there worrying about the tie, you can't be worried about your horse and what he's doing. So 18-6 for Riley.
Well, we know that a good practice horse will cost you $50,000
easily.
A good horse to rodeo on costs you $150,000. A horse to win on costs you $250,000 to $300,000. Then you put together one of these big GMC fancy Chevrolet trucks, fancy trailer. You got $500,000 invested before you ever buy a gallon of diesel or pay an entry fee.
Yeah, and then these animals have to eat and be healthy. Cash Hooper, though, he's looking to be wealthy. Pampa, Texas. Wealth he will not get tonight. But we can make him wealthy in our applause, can't we, Fort Worth? Thank you for that. You can see he just did not get the tip of that loop down over the calf's nose, rolls the figure 8 over his eyes. There you go, Bradley.
Come on, get a little rhythm.
If you don't know this song, you have officially been living under a rock. And your car's dirty.
There, good move. What did he just do? That roan horse is setting almost perfect. He felt him kind of tighten up, backs him back in the corner against the pad, nod, ride, reach, pitch. Now watch him on the ground. Horse keep the rope tight, get a bounce. Picking string to the right front leg up with 2, 1, 2, and a 3-bone cross. And he did it all in 13 seconds. What can you do legally? So the farther I'm going. In 13 seconds to make a living with a $500,000 investment.
I don't know that I'm allowed to answer that question.
Now, you're a pretty good businessman.
I try.
You own $1 million worth of tools and toys.
Well, then, yeah, that's valid.
I've seen your equipment and your staff. Yeah, but he's got to do it every time. Every time. Okay, Big John. Is it okay to call him Big John?
It is, yeah.
How big is he?
He's a $1.3 million cowboy. 5'11", 237 pounds. Has made 5 trips to the NFR, most recently last month. And in 10 nights, left with over $134,000 out of Las Vegas. He is the protege of the 8-time world champion and Pro Rodeo Hall of Famer Joe Beaver. He is the pride of Huntsville, Texas, Walker County. Talking about John Douch. Won round 5 at the NFR this past year. Won a round at the Governor's Cup in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Won the Beerworthy Rodeo in Gooding, Idaho in August. Won a round at the Gold Medal Rodeo at the Days of 47 in Salt Lake. Won a round at the Daddy of them all in Cheyenne. Won 2 rounds with the Stampede in Calgary. He is due for a win in Fort Worth.
Well, let's go to the lead in the round. Big John with a 9 flat. Now, ladies and gentlemen, one of his best suits is not only just catching them 90% of the time, but when he steps out in this right stirrup, I want you to watch a body go to work. Right there, watch him bounce. He owns that calf. Hurry, Johnny. Yep, tied. 10-4, Big Trucker. Woo!
He dismounted that horse and got to the calf before you could blink. Watch this Mattress Firm replay. Right there, right foot in the stirrup, wasted no time, got to that calf standing. 10.4, gonna put him to number 2 right now, and that's why that young man has over $1 million across 5 trips to the show. Let's give John Douch a little more love and admiration here tonight, would you?
When he throws that right leg and squeezes, oh, you talk about get the milk out of a bad cow. He get a gallon right there. Okay, 25 years ago, this guy showed up from Apache, Oklahoma, Hunter Heron. Douch won $1.3 million. He's won $2.5 million. He has been to the big show, the Wrangler NFR, 14 different qualifications. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to meet, watch, and enjoy HH, Hunter Heron. Anybody here from Oklahoma? He's your superstar. Oh, he's all right. Get a bounce. Now, watch this. Woo! Watch this. He fell down stepping out of that stirrup and is only 1/10 longer than John.
Yeah, I'll be honest. Right there, if that was me, we would be calling in the Justin Sports Medicine team to come clean me up. That guy is an athlete.
Pretty cool dude. I've seen him a time or two be cranky. You know why?
Why?
Mad at himself. Nobody can critique him better than him.
Yep.
And I've seen him go up, stand, talk to a post, get upset, come back and do it better the next time. Okay, anybody here from Arkansas? I know we got cattle in the barn, sheep in the barns. Arkansas 4-H and FFA kids.
This is Wes Smith from Emmett, Arkansas. He is our qualifier from the Ellis County Livestock Show and Rodeo in Waxahachie. Watched him at the Texas Circuit Finals last October. He transferred from the Southeastern Circuit where he had made 2 trips there prior. College finalist in 21 for East Mississippi Community College. And no luck. No luck.
Well, that's a little top notch, is what that is. Got to get it over the nose. Pretty good night. First night up, round 1, bracket 1. Here is the NBC leaderboard. Andrew Burks, 9.1. Congratulations. Good job, buddy. John, Hunter, you guys are going to get good checks as well. Cash, come on back. Riley Pruitt, you get him tomorrow. Ace Cash and Wesley, welcome to Fort Worth. Let's go down with Katie Lucas right now.
Well, with Andrew Burks today, I want to talk about timing on a run like that. Every point of that run was so crucial to get the timing right. How did that just send you over the top into the leaderboard today?
Oh, just hit the start and drew good, and he took a tie, and I finished him.
You had a great run today, and it's been a long journey to get back to making runs like that. Tell us what you've been dealing with over the last several months.
Yeah, I had a bad deal happen in Mandan, and cut some of my fingers off, and it took about, I don't know, 3 months to get back healed.
Hey, but it's so good to have you back. Congratulations on the great run.
Thank you.
9.1, he's at the top of the leaderboard tonight.
extraordinary to overcome something like that and do what he did here on TV tonight.
So he got his hand caught in a coil at Mandan and cut some of his fingers off. It was terrible, but for him to come back, I mean, that was a tough set of calves tonight, but that horse stood out beyond anything. He functioned. That's Raymond Hollabaugh is one of his favorite horses right there, but it was a really good run. But for him to come back, I mean, you know, the end of his fingers have got to be pretty sore.
Ooh, and they stay sore for years before you can really get back to normal. Hey, when we come back, it's team roping as we continue bracket number 1, round 1 of the Fort Worth Stock Show and Rodeo. Welcome back to our coverage of night number 1 of the bracket tournament in Fort Worth, Texas. It is a chilly and damp night here in Fort Worth, but everything is starting off and running very smooth here at the first performance. Of course, we're going to feature Fort Worth tomorrow and a couple of performances of the Denver National Western. Actually, 3 performances tomorrow from Denver. But let's talk about some team roping, about the world champions, Andrew Ward and Jake Long. There is some chemistry in this team.
There is, and I loved watching this team all 10 rounds of the national finals. Each and every run, they built their confidence, they became more aggressive, and they just went at each and every one of those steers, got each of them their first gold buckle. I think we're going to see a lot more of that, but tonight we're looking at momentum, and it's all a clean slate 2026. We're going to roll in and see what they're made of.
Yeah, they won $225,000 a man at the national finals alone, on their way to about $375,000 apiece for the year. It's time for the first team in Fort Worth tonight.
Wealth management, and they do it to customers nationwide, Garrett.
Let's start with Cash Hooper and Cody Egaskiza. Cody won the rookie rally last night behind Jet Tober. Jet was conflicted with the National Western in Denver and had to miss the opportunity tonight. So Cody picked up Cash Hooper, and unfortunately Cash is not going to make a connection.
Well, he just alluded to something. Yes, the National Western Stock Show and Rodeo is going on in Denver. Next week, they'll be ready to start at San Antonio. This is where Garrett and I, Anthony, and a lot of our people here depend on American Airlines. About 80,000 miles a year at my house.
If American Airlines doesn't fly there, I don't want to go there.
I don't want to go either. Oh my goodness, they're awesome. Thank you for being here tonight. Dawson Graham, Dylan Graham, the brothers from Wainwright, Alberta, Canada. Nice job, boys. Just kick it off with a 5.3. All right, now, I don't want to be redundant, but I said in the times events, be in the top 2, set the pace, make everybody else have to reach out.
Folks, the clock is ticking, and we're coming down to the wire for getting in on the fun of the 50-50 Pony Up raffle. Our Pony Up representatives are making their final pass through Dickies Arena. Don't miss your chance at thousands of dollars, over 8,800. Scan the QR code. This is your last call.
We're going to match it up with Arkansas and Oklahoma. Dalton Turner. He'll be at the head end, Sydney, Arkansas. Tanner Braden. He lives in Dewey, Oklahoma. 2 years ago, we watched Braden at the big show in Vegas. Head catch, looks good. Get him off the wall, hurry. I'll take that clean, no penalties. Take it with a 7-2. Now I said clean, no penalties. If you're watching Team Roping, the richest event on an American quarter horse in the world, the head catch, they wanted to go around the horns. Around one horn and the neck. The heel catch, they want to catch both. If you rope one hind foot, shame on you. We had 5 seconds to your total time.
Kyle Dennison, Iowa, Louisiana, 2 trips to the show. Teamed up with UTM Skyhawk Lane Mitchell from Bolivar, Tennessee, made his first trip to the show last year. These 2 roped together and pocketed a little over $57,000 for 10 nights. That's Brooks's daddy on the left side of your screen.
Yep.
Highway, Louisiana. Wow. A rare miss there for Kyle Dennison. No time for Dennison and Mitchell.
All right, let's get serious. Oklahoma and Kansas. Every rodeo announcer in the world has had a chance to talk about Andrew Ward and Jake Long. You watch a man on the gray horse reach out, get a hold of one. He's nearly $2 million to the good. Jake, you're not going to get to throw your heel loop tonight. Folks, together they have won $5 million. I said it's the richest event in the world in rodeo. We have sanctioned team roping in 31 or 32 countries. This happens 8 days a week in Texas.
One word to this song, Texas. Let's sing it loud and proud and try to change the mood in the room. Come on, everybody. One word. Cody Snow, Hunter Cook, California and Texas. Gonna hang one leg, only catching one hind leg is worth a 5-second penalty. 10.8 the total time, that's 5.8 plus 5 makes the 10.8. And remember what the beautiful Pam Minnick told us in the rodeo rundown, all the rules, all the possible penalties. There's a perfect look at only one hind leg in the heel loop.
Pretty steer.
You know, I'll be honest, Bob, I hate rules, but when Pam says them, they just sound okay.
Oh, no. Mrs. Fort Worth. Colby Krieger lives in Fredericktown, Missouri. Michael Fortenberry lives way down south. Beaumont, Texas. Look at the focus. The heeler's watching the header. The header's got to reach. Now get a dip, spit, and dally. Dang it. Had a leg slip out of there. Could have been 6-7. 11 and 7. Believe it or not, that's third. Fourth.
I don't know. It could be 6, 7. I don't know.
There's a guy up here tonight.
It's a
mimicking you.
It's a TikTok.
I'm going to have him arrested. He keeps.
It's okay, Bob. We'll explain it to you.
Let's get two Texans.
Social media will be the death of us. Colby Lovell, Ty Arnold, world champion header from 2020, has kind of went into hiding since that gold buckle season, but he is back, firing on all cylinders in pro rodeo. A member of the Millionaire Club after 7 trips to the NFR and that gold buckle. Teamed up with Ty Arnold, Midway, Texas. Sweep them up.
Yes.
6 and 5. 6 and 5 for the qualifiers in the Ellis County Livestock Show and Rodeo. And they will finish number 2 in our UMB Bank team roping. NBC 5, though, Bob, they're going to show us who is the best here on American Airlines opening night.
Graham and Graham. Let the Canadians have a 30-cent dollar. That's going to send a lot of money to the north. Lovell and Arnold, Turner and Braden. You know, boys, to get that kind of money won with a penalty of 5, that's a big deal. Let's go meet Dawson and Dylan Graham with a all-time great roper himself, Anthony Lucia.
All right, well, I got half the team, and when it comes to roping, you and your brother just qualified to your very first Wrangler National Finals Rodeo. Short setup, fast setup, had a ton of success. But inside of Dickey's Arena, it's a whole new ball game.
Yeah, it is. I mean, the nice thing is steers are the same, so we kind of have an idea. But we've been here 2 or 3 times now, so it's kind of nice. We kind of know the feeling and can practice for it.
When you talk about knowing the feeling, knowing your brother, knowing where he's going to be, knowing that he's going to catch 2 feet, it's got to be so special to accomplish so many big things with your brother.
Yeah, I mean, roping with my brother, I don't want to rope with anybody else. Like you said, he catches 2 feet every time. That's perfect.
Well, they are the perfect team in Fort Worth. How about it for Dawson and Dylan Graham, your round 1 champions at the Fort Worth Stock Show and Rodeo?
Well, the team ropers has some pretty big challenges there tonight.
Yeah, you know, I think when they get the steers figured out tomorrow night, they'll come back. Anytime you can get a second run, it always looks good. There was a lot of left tonight. The steers looked a little tough. We saw a leg get moneyed tonight, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter because tomorrow is a clean slate, and so you take what you can get and you go on to the next one.
Once again, it's the top 2 high money earners as we continue to feature a little different type of a format compared to the rest of them. Oh, they're all unique. But it's all about money in Fort Worth, and the barrel racer is going to take a slice at theirs when we come back. Don't miss this week's episode of Diamond Cross Ranch presented by American Hat Company on Sunday, 7 o'clock Eastern Time, right here on the Cowboy Channel and the Cowboy Channel Plus, along with the Cowboy Channel YouTube, and that is a spectacular place and a beautiful setting for a new show here at the Cowboy Channel. Yeah. All right, let's talk barrel racing. We've got 5 out of the 8 that have been to the NFR. That's a lot of experience for this crew tonight.
Lisa Lockhart, fan favorite. We all love to watch the different horses she's going to show up on, watch and hear her at the National Finals Rodeo. Tonight she's going to run Rosa, and Rosa is one of my favorites. It looks like one of maybe the fastest and toughest horses to ride, but only a jockey like Lisa Lockhart can get it done.
She makes it look easy, that's for sure. And here's the rest of the contestants. I mentioned 5 out of the 8 have been at the NFR. And Emily Beisel, speaking of a lady that has a trailer load of horses, you never know what she's going to ride, but it's usually one that can beat the world.
And it's a fan favorite. I think her following gets so excited about which horse, whether it's going to be yellow, brown, or we're going to see Liza, or we're going to see, you know, so everybody's excited. Sissy Wynn, though, NFR qualifier, always best dressed, Chapman Ranch over there, and so many more. Stephanie Fryer, she's going to be on Fast Frank tonight. So I'm excited to watch all these girls run.
All right, we're ready to let them run, starting off with Cassidy D.
1973. What do you say we start with a National Finals barrel racer from Wills Point?
That's Wills Point, Texas. How many native Texans in the Dickey Arena tonight? Cassidy Dean. Oh, NFR qualifier, Texas Circuit Finals. All right, everybody, you know your job right here. Oh, bring 'em, bring 'em, bring 'em. Put the whip down at a $16.98. That's a pretty good price tag. It may or may not hold by the time we're through, but
we'll see. Thank you to our arena crew for making sure that the footing is pristine for every barrel racer and their steed. Presley Smith, Denham Springs, Louisiana, won the very first rookie roundup 4 years ago up in Northside. Qualified to the Southeastern Circuit Finals that same season. The champion in Scott and Winsboro and Gulfport. Buckskin, pony around 3, let's push her. 1688. 1688 takes the lead by 1/10.
Let me take you to the beautiful Northwest, Yakima, Washington. Great people, pretty good summertime weather. Tristan Parrish lives in that Indian country. She has 3 times been a circuit finalist. Now check to the right, don't cover any more ground than you need to. Every step, whoa! Thank God for Prefert Manufacturing and a good fence. I'm just glad she's all right. Let's give her a little Texas love. 2303, we'll throw that one away, Tristan.
To the heart of Texas we go. home of the Heart of Texas Fair and Rodeo. Anybody here from Waco, Texas? We're glad to invade your hometown for the first 2 weeks in October. Stephanie Fryer, a national finalist back in '08. Second generation NFR lady. Her dad, Steve, made it in the steer wrestling. This horse has got a motor under the hood. Time to let Frank roll. 1665. 1665 for Stephanie Fryer, and that is the halfway point of our Chase Bank barrel racing. And just like in any horse race, the track conditions are of the utmost importance. So to ensure the safety and fairness to our final four, just as we did the first four, we call upon our friends at Zimmer Kubota to clean up the course.
Halfway through the barrel racing, and already just a few moments ago, we saw Leighton Berry have the high score in the Bareback Riding. Of course, the Cowboy channel, Jordan Joe, all over that story on his comeback.
He is back, and just makes me so proud for Leighton. He has such a hunger, like you said earlier, but he just loves what he does. He knows what it takes to win. He had excitement about this, but he was mentally, physically, and emotionally prepared, and he was going to show up and win tonight no matter what.
Good to have LB back where he belongs, as we are already set to go back to the second half of the barrel racing.
Husband Grady, mother of two. Oh my goodness, folks, we got a queen in the house. She's going to the left, we're gonna go to the right. Oh, little G-man, here comes your mother-in-law. Let's do it, do it, do it. 1675, put her in the number 2 spot. I want to welcome her and her family for a winter home in Stephenville, Texas, Erath County now.
By the way, just for all the Facebook warriors watching the Cowboy channel, when he said G-Man, this is your mother-in-law, he's talking about Garrison Allen, not the Garrett Jurgen that he's sitting beside. So just, we'll get that clear for all the people watching the Cowboy channel.
I hope they're watching. Let's do it again. Sissy!
Sissy Wynn, Chapman Ranch, Texas. National finalist twice over. Graduate of Texas A&M with honors. Come on, Sissy! $16.90, and she has been a former winner of the Best Dressed Award, the Jerry Ann Taylor Best Dressed Award at this rodeo in the final night in years past. Good to see her back at the Fort Worth Stock Show.
It's okay to have 2 G-men in your life, ain't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got Garrison Allen, Garrison Panzer, Garrett Jurgen. We got plenty.
I got about 6 of them and proud of every one of them. Here comes the riding redhead from Weatherford, Oklahoma.
The dental hygienist. 7 trips to the show, 280,000 at the last one last month. She loves your noise. Oh, look at that! Smile Red, 1647.
I wrote down 16 before she got to the 3rd barrel. You can see it coming, and that gray horse loves that red-headed lady. All right, Roseburg, Oregon. Watch this, Sharon Gow. 2 years ago, one of our big winners at the NFR Open. It's good. Go, go, go. $16.89. Man, that is fast Kubota ground tonight.
Thank you, of course, to Randy Snodgrass and the boys at Arena Works for making sure it's in premier condition. Mattress Firm Replay, a final look at the final run. NBC 5, Texas connects us to our champions this evening. And what a horse race it was. Top 4, Prezi Smith, Lisa Lockhart, Stephanie Fryer, and our favorite riding redhead, Emily Beisel, is back in the Sundance Square winner's circle. And Katie, it is always a fun opportunity to watch a WPRA fan favorite get the win.
Certainly one of my favorite barrel racers as well. Riding, of course, one of your favorite horses. It's hard to choose when you've got so many great ones, but how important was it to set Chongo up for success as you really sat down around that first barrel?
Oh, he's so fun. He loves this arena. He won the Texas Shootout here in 2020, and so I knew he would be good and fun. I just had to stick my hand forward and trust him, and as hard as he was running that first barrel, I wasn't sure he saw it, but he did, and I'm just so proud of him.
I mentioned it. You have so many great horses. How important is it to you to choose the right horse for the right arena?
You know, I have 3 incredible horses with me here this weekend, and that's what I told somebody. I said I can't choose wrong. And there may be a horse change tomorrow. Liza's been coming back. She had a little abscess, but she loves Fort Worth too, so we'll see how she's feeling, and really excited to get the win on Chongo though tonight.
Hey, when they're all winners, it's hard to pick a wrong horse for the course here at the Fort Worth Stock Show and Rodeo. Emily Beisel, she's got a trailer load of them.
Indeed.
Breathtaking time right there to get that quick, and what a show she put on tonight.
I know everybody was so excited to see her crack Chongo back out. He is a fan favorite, but you know what? All these girls tonight did great, but Chongo, he inhaled that first barrel, and it was fast, tight, and that's why we saw him come to the winner's circle.
Yeah, they're a pretty good team, no doubt about that. When we come back, it's the Bulls taking center stage, and bull riding will conclude our night together from the Fort Worth Stock Show. After the conclusion of the Fort Worth Stock Show and Rodeo, coming up next here on the Cowboy Channel, it is the final round of the final bracket. Bracket 8 finishes up tonight. We'll take you to the National Western Stock Show and Rodeo. Grab the life by the horns, why don't you, and stick around with us into the late hours. Again, 3 semifinals performances tomorrow from Denver, and the Chuck Wagon races. Always a crowd favorite, Jordan Joe.
It is, and if you want some excitement, get involved in these Chuck Wagon races. I know we've all got a few wagers going on behind here on who's going to win. Justin, you probably shouldn't pick because you'll lose.
Yeah, it has been a rough night on my picks tonight, that's for sure.
Yeah. I mean, at least you're honest about it. It's the first step to recovery.
Oh, yes. I can handle it, yeah. Kind of used to it, actually.
That's good.
Bull riding up next. And Maverick Potter is the defending champion here in Fort Worth. He has had some injuries, that's for sure, but appears to be pretty healthy and certainly a guy on our radar.
You know, Maverick Potter is somebody, you know, being a past champion, that just gives you momentum. He already knows how to win. He knows what it takes, and that's half the battle.
Take a look at the matchups right here. Clayton Selder, certainly another one of the guys to watch, but he has a big mountain to climb. Resistol's Gray Man has been out 2 years. Nobody has ridden him yet. And Tyler Bingham, who had a great ride the other night, has also got one with a very impressive 25-1 record over the course of the last 3 years. Thane Elsher has the most rideable bull by the numbers. They ride that bull 43% of the time. Way better draw right there. Let's see if the rookie can capitalize right now.
Champion of the world from Haskell, Texas, Fear the Beard, Weston Rutkowski. National Finals Rodeo selected bullfighter from Tuttle, Oklahoma. Say hey to Nathan Harp. And we mean it when we say he is the GOAT. But if you're gonna be a bear, you better be a grizzly. He is 17 times in the NFR and 10-time Bullfighter of the Year from Meeteetse, Wyoming, Dusty Tuckness. And of course, the Chick-fil-A Man in the Can, Pro Rodeo's Clown of the Year from Olin, North Carolina, Matt Merritt.
Ladies and gentlemen, one question. Are you ready to ride some bulls? Let's buck 'em and buck 'em hard. 8 seconds at a time, one hand in a rope, both feet down the middle. Do the best you can do. Brad Marino Casa Grande, Arizona.
Bump stock from Rafter G. This bull has only been ridden successfully 3 times in 4 seasons. Stock score of 45 out of a possible 50 in Gladewater. And you can see why. Woo, incoming.
Small chunks of green dirt.
Yeah. The College National Finals all-around champion this past June for New Mexico State University, Brad Moreno, down early. Mattress Firm, proud to bring us the bull riding. Check out their booth for the latest in mattresses and massage chairs. Mattress Firm reminds you to save money and sleep happy.
Anybody here from the great state of Kentucky? Brandon Ballard lives there. Little place called New Hope. Now this bull from Jim Gay is pretty squirrely, but they call him Swanky.
I like that name.
3 out of 6 trips. You know, that's a baby start. People say, where do you get those bulls? You don't get them at the sale barn. Neil Gay started raising bucking bulls and bucking horses in the late 1940s, early 50s. Some of these bulls have got 10, 15 years of bucking bull genetics. Little Bolly. Thank you to your bullfighters. By the way, folks, everything they do right there after he's safe, that's for your entertainment.
Weston has something on his mind. No score. Swanky gets another victim. And it comes by way of the Three Rivers Community College bull rider. Let's go back to Utah. $1 million bull rider, 32 years old, by the name of Tyler Bingham. Hard to believe it was 15 years ago this coming July when he won the National High School Finals Rodeo. In those 15 years since, he's been to 4 NFRs, and tonight he has got a bull named X Factor. This bull's only been ridden 1 time in 4 years, and it came here last year in the finals by T. Parker for an 84-point ride.
That hurt.
Yeah.
Oh, did that hurt?
Oh, he is down in front of the center alley. Justin Sports Medicine team. Dr. Tandy Freeman, Dr. Jason Magoni, Jill Miller right there, the cowgirl, first one to him.
As you're watching this, folks, prayer. We all believe that prayer is the first best medicine. But if you've got kids that want to do this, do not put a bucking barrel up in your backyard. You take them, let somebody train them, dress them for safety, and teach them. Thank you so very, very much to the Justin Sports Medicine team. My God, they do. $2.5 million a year is what they spend to travel with us. Thank you, Justin Boots.
Yeah, when that bull slammed him down, it cracked his helmet. That's how much force coming down on that noggin of his. Let's keep it moving, though. Shoe number 4. Fruitland Park, Florida. And another 4-time national finalist, Clayton Sellers. 2018 burst onto the scene and became the Rookie of the Year. And at this rodeo, folks, he could become the newest member of the Millionaire Club in the PRCA. But tonight he's got to get past an unridden bull named Resistol's Gray Man. All of the bulls tonight come from Summer Gay and the Rafter G. Back into his hand. Back to the right. Oh. And you can see why that bull is unblemished in his record. Direction change, back and forth, belly rolls. That is a smart bull. Resistol's gray man couldn't decide which way he wanted to go. He was trying whatever would get Clayton Sellers on the ground, and he gets it done. No score.
Let's get to the Cajun country of Walker, Louisiana. How would you like to draw a bull and his name is Undesire a Bull? The cows don't even like this bull. He's so mean. He is so bad, but when you ride him, you can be 85. The judges' marks on this bull of late, 44, 45, 45 and a half. When they ride him, 10% of the time, well, 85, 86, 87.
If there's momentum to be had, this guy has it. He won the rookie rally last night, and now he's looking to win the round on an NFR bucking bull. Let's go, Braxton.
Left foot. Dang it.
Look out, Braxton.
He just come by to have a visit. He wasn't going to hurt you. He just wanted to talk to him. Rip his armpit out with a left horn. Nice visit. You see what went wrong? His left foot came loose. Watch your left. You ride bulls with your feet, not just your hand.
Hey, my dummy's been injured. I'm going to need some medicine delivered into the subcutaneous part of her epidermis immediately.
Subcutaneous, I see you remember the word.
It's fine, I got a needle in my pocket.
Is she all right?
She's healed. He's healed. It's healed. We're healed. Who's up next?
The reigning champion Maverick Potter, Waxahachie, Texas. Wow. Ba Booey. Another unridden bull from the Rafter G Company. Folks, that young man is another one of your reigning champions of the Fort Worth Stock Show and Rodeo. He was 89.5 on the final night a year ago. Why don't you give him a little thank you for coming back here on an American Airlines opening night in 2026.
Good-looking kid. He's right. He's got an awesome attitude. So does Trevor Reese from the great state of Iowa. A lot of people say that's farmland. It's the heartland of America. That's not Rodeo Cowboy. It is Rodeo Cowboys. Trevor, we've had him twice with us out west, 7 times to the Great Lake Circuit Finals. Folks, the bull is rideable. His name's Darth Vader. Not wearing a fancy helmet. You see those horns? Don't worry, they're made out of rubber.
Right.
This will give you an example of what he's going to do.
So this is going to be a perfect shot from our camera crew. Look how he's putting his hand in the rope. 99% of the bull riders ride with their palm up. But due to an injury as a youngster, Trevor Rice has had to overcome and adapt, and he rides what they call overhanded. He puts his hand in backwards from the majority of the bull riders. There's only about 4 or 5 guys all going right now in professional rodeo that ride with this style. But it's not kept him away from the pay window. Bob told you he's twice been amongst the 15 best bull riders in the world go to the National Finals Rodeo. And here's another guy that is fixing to be a brand new father. Let's see if he can ride the one known as the father.
Now when he reaches down and grabs that bull by the horn, trying to break him loose. Now, watch his inside foot. Watch his inside foot. Yes! Oh, a little tough getting out of there. He couldn't get to the tail of his rope on the side.
Trevor Rice says, Darth, I am your father. Come on, Texas. A big smile, fist pumps all around from the bullfighters. Mattress Firm replay. He starts to open up, gets tapped off. Scoreboard says 85 points.
If we had a half an hour to tell you the story about the family of the next young man, it wouldn't be enough time. Thane Elcher, Hereford, South Dakota. You met him in the Bronc riding. Mr. Blue Sky, Jim Gay, Rafter G. Folks, this family is as tight a big rodeo family as there ever has been. God take, yeah, woohoo! He's a teenager, and he rode them both last night. He rides them both tonight, and the story thickens.
Yeah, he is the real deal, folks, when it comes to the young all-around players. And that bull, Mr. Blue Sky, is unhappy who got getting bested by Thane Elcher. Replay shows you a little bit of a rough start, round to the right into his hands, speeds up, and they're going to get him paid in the number 2 spot. 82 points for Thane.
NBC5, put him up. Trevor East, right hand, left hand, any hand that kid can ride. 85 for $4,000. The teenager Thane Elcher at 82 for $3,400. Everybody else gets a chance to come back. Try it again tomorrow. Well, I see him knuckle bumping, walking up to him right now. Here's Anthony Lucia and the hottest kid in town.
That's right, Trevor Rice getting it done on a bull named Darth Vader. It's only fitting as a man who always wears black, but I actually want to bring it down to real life because last year you barely missed making the National Finals Rodeo, but this year, knowing you're going to be a dad, what does that do for your mindset and helping you be your best?
You know, you got mouths to feed, so you just got to step up to the plate.
Well, you stepped up to the plate in a big night. What did you know about Darth Vader that gave you the confidence to handle him every jump of the way?
I just knew that he'd do about anything. I'd seen a couple videos of him, and he would go left or right, so I knew I just had to stick to the basics.
Well, and after your ride, your celebration was different than a lot of bull riders. They throw their helmets, but you went and tackled Matt Merritt's dummy. What's the methodology behind that?
Well, you know, John Harrison, I knock his barrel over. Rump I mess with, so I just got to make Matt part of the crew.
Well, Trevor Rice is definitely part of the crew, and that is the winning crew, as he is your night #1 champion in the bull riding.
Thanks to Sundance.
Well, there you have it. It is in the books. It's official. Night #1 of the tournament is a pretty impressive start, if you ask me.
Both tournaments, our tournament and
That
Fort
wasn't
Worth
so impressive.
Stock Show tournament because I
Very
won.
lucky.
Yeah.
Very lucky. Got lucky again.
Great
All right.
night of the first bracket, you know, phenomenal showdown. It's interesting in the bull riding to see that ground money. It's definitely going to play a part in what we're talking about, this bracket format. The top 2 money earners are going to advance after tomorrow's performance, and then we start all again with another bracket.
All right, same contestants tomorrow night, riding in round number 2 with another shot. Hey, stick around. When we come back, I'm gonna still be here, and you're gonna go. Thanks for helping me out tonight.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
All right. Denver is coming up next here on this Friday, frigid Friday night here in Fort Worth.
This has been a special presentation of the Professional Rodeo Cowboys Association and the Cowboy Channel.